Yo, this Najee at the entrance to Art Basel, Black Art in America. Here we go. Okay. Okay, all right. It's Najee, Black Art in America. I'm currently here with Charles, right?
Yeah.
Okay, where you from?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. And what brings you to Basel?
Well, I had an opportunity to go to the New York Fine Arts Festival 2 years ago before it ended, and I've just always been a lover of art, and I wanted to kind of get a more expanded view of what the world art community had to bring.
Okay, so you're a collector?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Can you tell us about some of the people in your collection, perhaps?
Yeah, I love a guy named Leroy Campbell.
Okay.
He does a lot of mixed media work.
Leroy's a member of the site.
Okay. Also, one of the people who I have, and it was a print that I fell in love with, was by Paul Goodnight. And it was Watch My Back, Please.
Okay.
And it's kind of how I view relationships.
Right.
And then lastly, a young man named Cedric Smith. And Cedric, I have a couple pieces by him, does incredible work.
Yeah, well, our community is definitely familiar with all three artists.
Okay, then.
That you mentioned, Paul and Leroy Campbell, both members.
Okay.
And my wife and I, we actually picked up a Cedric Smith two weeks ago at an art auction.
Okay, then.
Right. So I definitely feel your vibe.
Yeah.
So what do you think about, the aesthetics are a little different, coming to Art Basel?
Yeah, the aesthetics are a little different, but I love it. I've been able to kind of travel a lot of places in the world, and you see a lot. You have a little bit of everything for everybody.
Okay.
You have a Kara Walker that is actually behind me, and her work is incredibly powerful and strong, and I would tell people to take a look at that as well. You need a little bit of everything. There's not one facet of art that needs to only be displayed. And I think some of the images that she has, although they can be troubling, they're part of our culture, they're part of our history, and they're part of our lineage that has a direct correlation to where we are now as a people. And I don't think you can just whitewash that or push it under a rug. I think exploring that gives insight on where we are today, and that is why I'm thinking about purchasing a piece of furniture.
I mean, how long have you been collecting, first of all?
I was doing everything from when I could only afford a piece, a print, to now being able to collect original.
Okay.
So it's been a good, 15 years.
Yeah.
And I think that you don't buy, one piece and you buy several every year. I want things that kind of stand the test of time, things that give me an emotional payoff every time I see it, and it makes me feel a certain way year in and year out. So I think my overall scope and sphere of art has changed in terms of what I like. So I think that's kind of reflected. I'm now into print, into photography, where I wasn't before, and there's names that I want to be able to look at and build collections around those individuals. Okay.
And is that important to have like a brand, like a list of brand name artists?
Yes and no. I think you cannot negate some of the emerging guys that if you love their work, but at the same time, I think if you dig deep within a portfolio of an artist, I think it kind of gives you an opportunity to leave something behind.
Okay.
So,
and the piece that is a Kara Walker you're interested in?
Yeah.
Can you show us that piece and tell us about it?
Right around the corner.
Okay.
This is a whole series of six that is by the, I just think it's so powerful, and the imagery. This is the only print that is available left, and it's just so powerful to me from, what the middle passage is, and how many of us have lost our lives during the middle passage, and, you got the symbolism of the woman at the bottom with the hands, and it looks like a slave ship to me.
Now this is one I definitely could definitely appreciate that. That's a wonderful piece.
As horrific as the Holocaust was, there were more African Americans. There were more Africans lost in the Middle Passage. So I think it's a part of the history of America.
Yeah,
It's pretty powerful.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop this right here. We thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad that you're doing what you're doing. I mean, exposure and education is what it's all about. And we need people, that look like us to give our perspective, what we feel are.
You bringing some friends with you next year?
I am. This is my first time, and I'll definitely be back with friends. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.